Luke, a former cage fighter, wanders the streets of New York, a broken man. But then he meets May, a math prodigy being chased by the same mafia that murdered his family.
You want to tell me why those men are after you?
I can memorize anything.
That girl does not leave this city.
Luke takes a deadly vengeance against the killers while protecting May in Safe.
Safe? Sean, Teresa, you've just seen it. Sean, is this a safe bet?
Well, whether or not you're a Jason Statham fan will pretty much determine whether or not you like Safe. It's very much in the Statham mold. It's not really anything we haven't seen before from Jason Statham. I liked the action of this picture. I thought that the plot itself was a little bit convoluted, especially the premise. They had a lot of setup trying to get you invested in what was going on screen, and then when they got to the second act, when all of this was executed, it was basically just a lot of shooting and fighting. It's still a Statham movie, even with all this exposition.
I had no problem with the writing whatsoever. Like, nothing stood out to me as being off, and then there are actually a lot of surprises in it, which I really liked.
You didn't think that it was kind of odd that Statham was this MMA fighter who throws this fight and then the Russian mafia kills his entire family and follows him around 24/7 as if the Russian mafia has nothing better to do?
That plot point was presented in the very beginning of the movie, and it worked throughout the rest of the movie. So I didn't mind that it was there. Every character had a motivation. We knew, like, everybody's backstory.
It's basically just Jason Statham kicking butt. So the fact that there is a little girl in this movie, that she has this code that's going to lead them somewhere, and they're acting like the plot is really significant, like you're supposed to care, when really it doesn't make any difference because basically you just want to watch Jason Statham shoot people and kick them in the head.
But I thought that, in a way, that was a good thing about this movie, was that they did care to give people a backstory and motivations. They didn't just let it become this dumb movie where everybody fights for no reason.
I kind of thought they did fight for no reason.
Before the screening, they showed the Expendable 2 trailer, and someone yelled out in this private screening, "I just grew another testicle." And so this movie, the Expendables movie, Jason Statham movies are very male-driven movies with a lot of action. Like, people know what they're gonna get, and this movie delivered it to them.
Well, this does seem like a Jason Statham vehicle. How did he do in it?
Yeah, I like Jason Statham a lot. I think he's a very natural progression from the 80s action stereotype that we had with guys like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis. And he's this generation's guy when it comes to that kind of thing. I think this movie doesn't really give him a lot to do beyond what we've seen him do in countless other movies. The Transporter series, or even the first Expendables picture when he had a little bit of acting to do. This one, he's basically just given us everything he's given us before.
I've never seen a Jason Statham movie in my life.
Are you serious?
I've never have.
Not one. He's made quite a few.
I know, I've never seen it. I'm just not the audience for Jason Statham movies, but I really liked this movie. I thought he's very gritty, he's very charismatic. He brings a lot to the table where I can see why he is such a big action star.
There's some decent actors in the supporting cast. We got to see Chris Sarandon, who we haven't seen on screen in a while, at least in a major role. I liked seeing him, but none of them are really given, I think, a lot to do in the script. It's a Statham vehicle.
I would disagree. Jason Statham's character, Luke, seeks out to protect this 11-year-old girl from China. Her name is May, and she's played by Catherine Chan. And Catherine Chan did a really great job. She was incredibly expressive, and I really understood her backstory, and she's very strong.
You okay? Let's go.
I'm not 5 years old.
And keep up.
I can respect that aspect, but I don't think she was a very good actress. I mean, she has bullets flying over her head through the entire movie, and I felt like she was mostly emotionless. She doesn't like people getting hurt or murdered when she's part of this Chinese mafia, and then she kind of winds up, I don't want to give anything away, but she kind of winds up being a bit of an aggressor on that end. And as an actress, I didn't think that she could pull off that growth.
I would disagree there. I thought that actually showed how tough she became, because she started off as this, this willful child who is this math prodigy, and then she gets separated from her mother and taken to New York City, and she's exposed to all this crime, and they basically teach her Chinese thug life, essentially, and I think that worked with her character.
This is directed by Boaz Yakin, who got his start as a screenwriter. He wrote the Punisher movie from way back with Dolph Lundgren, if you remember that.
the original.
The original
Not the
one.
Thomas Jane one.
No, not that one. And he wrote The Rookie.
Okay.
Not the Dennis Quaid picture, the Clint Eastwood action picture. And the action sequences do have a lot of finesse and flair and bring that adrenaline up when it's needed. And it's extremely well choreographed, and it's a lot of fun when it, gets down to the nitty-gritty.
This movie was very violent, it was very tense, but it didn't rely on gratuitous violence, and then I really liked that it didn't rely on the shaky cam technique. There was none of that.
Well, it's a safe bet what your verdict might be. I don't know about Sean. How about you take your tickets and put it to a vote?
The plot takes a back seat to the action sequences, so this is a safe bet to watch at home on your couch. Stream it.
If you like Jason Statham movies, this one won't disappoint. See it.
All right, that's 1.5 tickets, which adds up to a see it for safe.
Cheers.